Okay, adverts are finished rolling, so let's get into this next series. Rank 2 versus Rank 4. Chausette versus Oscillon. We'll have another glance at the leaderboard. It is still currently the exact same. Chausette well clear of Floris. Floris barely ahead of Oscillon. Best of 5, to see the best of 5. And of course Oscillon also holds the rank 5 account, so he's got 2 accounts in the top 10 at 4 and 5, 2 accounts in the top 5 at least, and they're right beside each other. I think he's been leapfrogging them, so if one of them goes ahead of the other, he plays the other one until he gets ahead, and so on and so on. But place your bets in chat, who you think's going to win. I've never seen these guys play against each other. The last time that I saw Oscillon play was against Scrub on his stream. Of course he did get a chance to play on my stream versus K-Dot, and he did not fare so well.
Love the 1v1 content. Keep it up.
Bamboo Sticker Rail, welcome back. Appreciate the kind words and the resub. But in that game against K-Dot, oh my goodness, what a dunk by Oscillon. A bit fortunate that it went straight in, but he was rewarded for a smart angle of approach. Like I was saying though, it was a good jump off by Oscillon actually. Calculated. When Oscillon played K-Dot, he nearly managed to take every game. Like, he had the lead in multiple games, and he just wasn't able to secure it. He got a bit nervous, he said, and hopefully that won't plague him this time. Very fortunate landing for Oscillon, oh my word. Any other landing, and Chausette would have had an easy counterattack there, but Oscillon just did the pit maneuver onto the Frenchman. Lots of French 1v1 players, of course, in Rocket League. Chausette, Farah, Fairy Peak, K-Dot, all exceptionally high rated. It's a bit of a misplay by Oscillon. He did miss that boost and also missing the contesting the ball to give the tie game. Chausette asking if the server's lagging or is it just him. That's what I checked to see what his ping is. It is a little bit higher, but it is not like substantially low, or high, I mean. So Chausette's just going to close the distance. He knew that the likelihood of Oscillon backing off to get the boost was pretty high there. Oscillon favoring that flick strategy once again, where he just, it's almost the fast kickoff motion. If you ever want to do that kickoff or that flick strategy yourself, just go through the motions that you would for the fast kickoff. You lean one way and then you diagonal dodge the other, and that's what we're seeing from Oscillon. Oh, whiffing a save. Oscillon's certainly not off to a good start here. He gives the great pass to Chausette in the chat. We won't make him watch that one again. Definitely a misplay by Oscillon. Will nerves plague him once more? Good boost steal. He knows that he can get there first. Shot is leaving a lot to be desired though. And Chausette almost just going at this in such a weird way that Oscillon is sure that it's going to be a fake challenge. Look at that. Chausette pump faking his boost, and then he starts boosting, stops boosting, starts boosting again. I'm pretty sure that the fact that Chausette mixed up his approach there, didn't just gun straight for it with boost blazing, made Oscillon think it was a fake challenge, and it was a real challenge all along. Chausette might think that Oscillon was completely starved there. It's not going to matter because Chausette's going to bully him up the wall and take a 3-goal lead in the process. Boost secure, bully, easy finish, 4-1. Chausette's looking really good here. Is he going to go for the boost? I was wondering if he was going to go for the boost there on that face-off with the half flip, as he was looking at it. It's a strategy that you sometimes see in 1v1, especially if a player is losing the diagonal kickoff consistently. They sometimes half flip to the back boost. I wouldn't recommend it though, because it is one of those fake kickoffs. Well, you know, it's an uncontested kickoff on your part, which the opponent can see immediately, so they can punish you for it. The 90-degree side flip flick from Oscillon, not that powerful. Will he be able to recover in time? He fakes out Chausette, but he doesn't have a shooting angle after the fact. Chausette is going to continue to get in the way of this ball. Pull shot from Oscillon into his own net. Chausette is going to rebound that. I'm not sure why Oscillon decided to pull shot Chausette here. Did he think he was getting a demo? Oh, it's probably just one of those situations where he thinks, bumps are good, I will bump my opponent. Oh no, I wish I didn't bump my opponent. That was bad. There's the fake kickoff by Chausette, the one that we're used to seeing in the diagonal spawn. Chausette looking very good here. Challenges have been on point. Especially his ability to convince Oscillon that he's faking a challenge, but entirely going for it regardless. Oh, that bounce is brutal. Oscillon not expect the ball to bounce so far in field. 6-1, Chausette. Still a long time left on the clock. I think the most important thing for Oscillon right now is just stabilizing defense, as he has not had a very high success rate of winning possession from his opponent. Right now, that should be his main focus. And right now, it doesn't seem to be working at all. Chausette with a great finish here. Good speed. Very, very nicely done, actually, reaching that ball so quickly as he did. That is the Brazil for Chausette 45. I don't know, it's one of those players, this Chausette, who doesn't get his number read out after his name. We have Cuxer 97, who always, you know, we always hear Cuxer 97, we always hear Pashi 90. We never hear Chausette 45. I never hear casters saying the number after his name. I wonder why. And then Oscillon with no number. If Oscillon had a number, what would it be? I think it would probably be 13, given how badly this game is going. Oscillon perhaps thinking a little bit too much about his flicks. He's trying to play one level ahead of Chausette, of course. Flick the ball in a place that Chausette is not expecting. But with how the flicks have been going, he probably just needs to go for a more basic approach to try and nail the speed off the shot a little bit harder. Alright, here we go. Finally, Oscillon is back on the board. It's taken a while. It's taken a while. I say that nobody ever writes the number, and then I didn't even write the number in my, what do you call it, my overlay either. Mostly because I didn't want to make the overlay take up more space than necessary. This is definitely going to be Chausette's game. He was on target for that rebound. Oscillon was in the way, however. But it won't matter. Oscillon really hasn't been able to threaten Chausette's attack enough. Chausette's challenges, despite the fact that he closed the distance from, you know, really far out multiple times, and Oscillon was able to see him coming, it didn't really matter because Chausette got such hard wins on the ball every time. If Oscillon wants to play that situation any better, he needs to give himself a bouncing ball to play with, because if the ball's just sitting on the ground, it doesn't matter if you see your opponent gunning in from miles away, because you know that you're not going to be able to do anything when they do reach you anyway. So we might see some ball carries from Oscillon to try and counter that. We might see some just very, very light first touches, proactive flicks before he gets anywhere near his opponent. Chausette will go for this, of course, with so long left in the game. He might have had that on target. Certainly a shot to his name is credited. But 8-2 is a very dominating scoreline. Chausette's conversion rate of attack has been much better than his opponent. Even though, regardless of conversion rate, he was able to get more shots anyway. 1-0 in favor of the higher ranked player. Chausette is a player who's not had much success on my stream before, if I recall. He has lost to Scrub Killer, he's lost to Cuxer, and he's also lost to Fairy Peak, I believe. So this might be Chausette's first victory if he can, you know, if he can close out this series. It's a best of 5, of course. Everything's going to be best of 5 today, unless the players ask for another set's size. Not the smartest approach there by Chausette.
I'm glad you don't take yourself too seriously, Johnny. Thanks for doing stupid stuff like puppy mokes and following up with hilarious twos with Toasty. I've a nose bigger than yours, and trust me, no nose knows more than a knowing nose knows.
What? I don't think I understand the last bit of that, but thanks for the 386 Buffalo. Glad you're enjoying the content. Like I said many times, you know, there just aren't enough players in Rocket League that people, you know, want to see play at the highest level in ones for, you know, only putting up 1v1 content to always be viable. Of course, right after RLCS Season 2, there were so many 1v1s on the channel, just because there were lots and lots of games that people wanted to see play. There were lots of matchups that had never been seen before, but after I do them once,
not sure what to put in this message. Hope your nose has a nice day.
Hey, thanks to Green Zoid. 7 months is a long time. Welcome back to you. Oscillon this time, forced to recover pretty quickly there after a risky off-the-wall attempt. There's that lighter first touch that I expect to see more from him. Especially with how Chausette has been challenging the ball, but Chausette might adapt his defense as well. We might start to see Chausette faking challenges to counter this close to the ball play from Oscillon. Holy cow, what a flick! The speed that Oscillon is able to accelerate the ball with, almost second to none here. Gets in front of it, backflip flick to launch it way over the crossbar. Chausette taking out the game, gives Oscillon a nice one in the chat for that one. That was beautifully done. Of course, the secondary benefit of a backflip flick, despite the, or as well as the incredible elevation that you're able to get on the ball, is that you naturally recover. As backflips, of course, keep your car in the exact same position that you shot from, rather than, and compare that to, you know, front flipping or diagonal front flipping through the ball for a throw, where you land further forward and it's harder to follow up on backboard hits. Chausette able to get one goal back, just punishing a misplay by Oscillon. Oscillon had pretty much the same approach as he did on his second goal, just a free dribble. This time wasn't able to get a good flick. I won't, of course, spoil any of the results from the free-for-all series, which does, of course, feature Oscillon in its entirety. But he has the video that I put up today, which is Wednesday 24th May. I had to think about that for a while. Did have Oscillon winning a free-for-all. Oh, another aerial bump attempt. We saw Jesse try and pull one of these off against Farah. Both players unsuccessful. Extremely aggressive play by Oscillon. We saw him do that against K-Dot. This might be something that he does more often than I was aware. It's pretty much, so far, Oscillon is going for a variety of flick plays in attack. Does shut down Chausette's counter. That's a very good challenge by Oscillon, turning almost on the spot right behind the ball. Chausette had no idea that Oscillon had turned to face him. 3-1. Will he be able to tie up the series? Will he be able to take his first Showmatch victory on stream? Of course, he dropped 3-0 to K-Dot in his only appearance on stream so far. Again, Chausette finds success with the rush challenge. Oscillon getting a bit fortunate though, as the challenge got not only the ball but also him without demoing him. And both players maybe going for wall bangs, and both players missing. More flicks by Oscillon. This one not quite as powerful, but it's powerful enough. Chausette's going to give himself what a save in the chat, because he knows he could have saved this one. Double jump by Chausette was not what he was going for there, as Dodge would have kept that out the net. 4-1. Oscillon absolutely is game to lose at this point. He will not leave the ball here, which is smart, because she didn't want to give Chausette a full boost dribble. He might have to concede that exact situation to Chausette here though. Oh my goodness, Chausette adapting there to try and save that failed attack. First touch was leaving a lot to be desired. He almost managed to go for the floor pinch. But again, Oscillon able to get the control. Not many bounce dribbles from the Dutchman. Again, he had the option there to bounce dribble or ball carry. He went for the ball carry, not for the first time. In fact, I believe it has been his only form of attack so far. I'd like to see him mix in a bounce dribble there. Mix things up. Or at least not carry the ball immediately. Maybe bounce it once and then go for the carry if the carry really is his preferred strategy. Don't want to reveal it too early. More of the exact same type of flick. Oscillon did not do what he meant to do here. But it does work out because he adapted immediately. He realized that he was not able to get the ball on top of his car like he wanted to. So what does he do? Just flies down right behind it and gets the underdunk on Chausette, who was expecting that flick to be going high like all of the others did. Very linear dribble by Oscillon. Again, good mechanics to straight away start flying down the way after he misses the flick that he wanted, but good play by Chausette. He's keeping this game in touching distance. Very smart recovery by Chausette. So close to Oscillon getting a touch on that. Of course, if it did ricochet off Oscillon's car as well as Chausette's right there, probably would have hit the crossbar. As additional context to make the ball go faster, even if they both come from the same direction. I definitely want to see a mix-up from Oscillon here. He's getting a bit predictable in defense, or in offense, I should say. Backflip from Chausette. Does mean he can continue this attack. But good boost management by Oscillon is going to get the gap closed once again. Throw is on net. Chausette has barely enough boost to escape the wrath of the Dutchman. Oscillon faking a challenge, gets the long shot. Of course, players are more likely to shoot if they are losing by 2 goals with 30 seconds left. And Oscillon will tie up the series here, barring 3 kickoff goals in a row. You have to read the spam that you made. I did. It wasn't that funny. It was decent. But yeah, if you write it one more time, I will definitely time you out, because spamming your own spam multiple times is like, you know, repeating a joke. And everybody knows repeating a joke isn't funny. Or if you have to repeat a joke, it isn't funny. I have the exact same philosophy when it comes to Twitch chat. If you have to repeat spam, it ain't funny. Just give up. If everybody's spamming it though, then it's like, you know, it's funny enough. 1-1, so we've best of 5 become a best of 3. Oscillon's first win on stream out of 5 tries. Both players again trying to get on the orange team, but Chausette got in there first. If you want to know who deserves... Oh, they've completely beamed this, for crying out loud. They might just play this. No, let's just restart. This is just silly. So both players joined the same team, and then apparently it was actually Oscillon that got in there first, because Chausette... Will they please get out of this game? Thank you. If you both join the same team, obviously you're going to be spawning on different sides, and then if the wrong player leaves, you're going to have a incorrect kickoff spawn. So both players were not opposite each other on that face-off. If you want to know who should leave, it's the player on the bottom. If you press tab and see the order of the players in the team, the player on the bottom has to change team. Because if the player on the top changes team, then your kickoff isn't going to be symmetrical. Here we go. Let's see if they can successfully choose different teams this time. Oscillon's just going to accept that blue team might be... Oh my goodness, Chausette is going Chausette is going to join the blue team as well. I'm pretty sure that was deliberate. There's no way that he would make that mistake. This is going to be very interesting, because with how game 2 went, Oscillon pretty much had all the control there. It wasn't really in Chausette's hands at all. Chausette's going for triple touch backboard play in 1v1. A bit bold, but of course he wasn't too high in the air, so not crazy. But will this game go to will it go to Oscillon again with the superior ball control? Ooh, underside of the crossbar coming into play, slowing down that ball as it goes across the net. There we go, mix up from Oscillon. Beautifully done, as almost exclusively in the last game he went for ball carries in this position, but you can see the danger of the bounce dribble as he's able to see the approach of Chausette much more clearly and much more reliably get the ball high over the top of his incoming opponent. So definitely want to see more of that from Oscillon, especially considering Chausette has been rushing a lot of challenges. Hook shot from Chausette is too good though. Ties the game. Hey Krovi Fried Daddies, welcome to the stream. Appreciate the sub, my friend. Hope you enjoy the show today. It looks like, excuse me, quite a long day today. I swear I'm not bored by the gameplay, it's just I've been recording so many videos and other things. Yeah, it looks like Oscillon's kickoff strategy is to save the final boost pad that he picks up on every kickoff, except this one, where he uses it all. So diagonal kickoff he's using every single ounce of boost, but the other kickoffs he's saving about 18. We'll see how that works out for him the rest of the series. Good low shot by Oscillon. He sees the wall placement by Chausette. Of course, it's harder to go down to make saves in Rocket League from the wall than it is to go up. So far, this game going completely even. Pull shot by Oscillon to center the ball. Looks like Oscillon will never pass up an opportunity to smash his opponent in the face. Good mix up. This time Oscillon doesn't want to let Chausette get too close, as he did for the hook shot.
My prime sub over from YouTube. Love the casting. Keep it up.
Great speed by Chausette, but Oscillon might have been able to save that. Chausette missed his aerial, and Oscillon jumped over the ball. I really think he could have saved this. Yeah, he could have saved that for sure if he just stayed grounded. Scurbs, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. coming over from YouTube, giving me your time of day. I appreciate that, man. Another early challenge in the opponent's corner from Oscillon. We've seen that pretty consistently from him. And he is very good at them. Misses the bump, but it shouldn't matter if he's able to get a good first touch. He is not. Goes for another bump, gets it. Chausette was caught at the end of a flip. There's nothing you can do about this one. Of course, if you do dodge, you're committed to it. Your opponent knows exactly where you're going to land. And he gets banged. 3-3. I really feel like whoever wins this game is going to win the series. This is shaping up to be one of those series. It's going to be really close. Excuse me. And with close series, the games in the middle are the most important. There's always those teams that always lose game one, and you know you've got those teams that always you know, throw a game in the middle and then, you know, win with one goal to the other team, or one win to the other team. I really feel like this is gonna be one of those. Chausette, beautiful flick. My goodness, the speed on this one was very impressive. Of course, this didn't need to be a fast flick with the challenge of Oscillon coming in, but even if Oscillon didn't challenge that, holy cow. Just grazing the underside of the crossbar on the way in. Oscillon mixing up his face-off there, deciding to push the ball to the left rather than his favoured side, which he has been using. Chausette is equal to another Oscillon dribble and a well shot, end-to-end, 2-goal difference. Oscillon getting punished for overextending into his opponent's net. Chausette showing us just how dangerous it can be to hook a shot from the wall in the defensive corner. This time Oscillon will go back to his usual kickoff strategy, getting round the ball. It seems like diagonal face-offs continue to favour Chausette, and Chausette again coming from behind with the bump and outpacing Oscillon. This game has gone from being very close to being very one-sided, and Oscillon desperately needs a kick-off possession to try and salvage this one. There it is. He has been winning most of the direct face-offs as Oscillon. The volley play is just not good enough. Mostly the first touch was the problem there for Oscillon. Chausette so fast again. Just able to transition from defense to offense in one simple touch. One simple touch. Make Oscillon players mad with this one trick. Chausette showing how it's done. He was a counter-attack player when he you know, first emerged onto the scene as a 1v1 god, as one of the high-rated ones players. Very scrub killer-esque playstyle back in the day. Oh. Chausette saying look my cra. I think he meant look my car. So that was a bit weird. I'm not sure how that interaction happened, where his car kind of just flopped the ball. Oh my goodness, what an own goal by Oscillon. Chausette just gone for a kickoff goal. Missed it completely. And then Oscillon is there to fix the problem, puts it right into the open net. And then says nice crab by the way in the chat. That was a beautiful own goal by Oscillon. Pre-jump, belly flop own goal. I don't think I've ever seen one of those before. Chausette is certainly on a fast track to a 2-1 lead here. Playing keep away, Oscillon not able to get close to the ball. Finally gets a bump onto Chausette to separate him from the possession. Right back into ball carries. Back to backflip flick here, but it's right into the middle of the goal. The top left was beckoning. But it goes completely unseen, unscathed. Now Chausette is feeling very confident in his ability to close out this game. He's only conceded 4 goals in 4 minutes to Oscillon. Feels like he'll be able to keep the goal lead in his favour with the 1 minute that remains. It's a good setup by Oscillon, and he didn't have much boost to play with there. Placed the shot quite nicely, just out of Chausette's reach. Of course, had Oscillon dodged into the ball there, he would not have had a clean setup like that. The ball would have pinged off sideways, but he just hit the break at the very last second before contesting for the 5th goal. And now with a kickoff goal, and of course more kickoffs that are not the diagonal one, we might see more Oscillon goals. Never mind, he's gone for the boost. GG. Chausette immediately punished. It doesn't matter how much boost you've got. If you're at this highest level, you can hit power shots with no boost. Chausette, never gonna miss that. As Oscillon overcommitting for the boost. Both players dropping XDs in the chat. They're having a phenomenal time. They're loving life. It's a double pop from Oscillon. Chausette so consistently able to get that ball to safety into the corner. Chausette with another, or Oscillon with another delayed dodge though. Does get pull shotted into an almost montage goal. But with 3-goal deficit, 20 seconds remaining, Oscillon has to score right now. He will go off the ceiling. I don't hate that strategy, but his first touch is a little bit heavy. Chausette's beamed it. There might still be the smallest chance for Oscillon. And the mind game! Oh, baby! Oscillon with the stationary mind game. He didn't even move. And he still manages to get Chausette to go for the block. Just sat behind the ball. Small chance now. Oscillon needs to win both kickoffs. He needs to get one kickoff goal and then keep the ball up on 0 seconds probably. Is it going to happen? Oh, it nearly opened up there for him. Doesn't look like he wouldn't have enough time. No time. Even if he did get that flick top corner, there was no time. So it will be 2-1 Chausette. I love the mind game though for Oscillon. That might tilt Chausette into game 3. You never know. It might maybe just be enough to tilt Chausette into the next game. Or at least make Chausette think twice before going for a block against a stationary Oscillon. But 1 win away. We saw the previous series between Farah and Jesse ending after 4 games. Although Jesse started off that one with a 2-0 lead, which is not the same that can be said for this series. Oscillon again settling for blue team. Do you want those Dracos? Yeah, the Dracos are so good. I do have a pair of these myself, courtesy of Darkbeak. If you're in chat, Darkbeak, I appreciate you. I've recorded a lot of videos in them. They look very good. Certainly this game, if Oscillon wants to get a victory, he needs to mix up his attack a little bit more. Chausette has been able to shut him down pretty hard, and Chausette has had so many free shots from his half. This time he will miss one. Goes for a rebound in a situation where he was relying on Oscillon to miss the ball there in order for that rebound to succeed, which is not going to happen the majority of the time. I'm pretty sure Oscillon is getting that ball clear. What did we do with the gold rush land? I don't have any control over the order that videos were put up on the Gold Rush Land channel. I have absolutely no influence on that. Oh, Chausette is going to take a moment just to reverse into Oscillon's car. Of course, with him being the losing player at the moment, you've got to question the strategical advantage of doing that. I'm sure that Chausette wasn't really thinking much for strategy when he did go for that. He's more concerned with the style, and speaking of style, crossbar, side of post, and the goal at pretty high pace. Beautiful flick from Chausette. I think I might have even touched the ground on the way in. That was very nicely done. Chausette's flicks are looking pretty nasty. Of course, we haven't even had to see many of those because he's been scoring into open nets most of the time, with Oscillon taking himself out of the game more often than he'll want to. There we go, the anti-half flip to secure the goal. Doesn't want to hit that with the underside of his car. I did call this as being a 3-1, most likely, but we'll see. Oh, nearly an own goal. Good job by Chausette to make sure to hit that ball high. Chausette with some messy dodges there. Oh, very messy play. So he's air rolled forward into 2 forward dodges. And then a couple of extremely unclean touches from the Frenchman. If I see much more of that, I'll probably have to go back on my prediction for this being a 3-1. Oh my goodness, Oscillon finally catches up with Chausette. Of course, boosting at Supersonic does make you go a little bit faster than just Supersonic by itself. But I'm not sure if Oscillon expected to get the demo there. Nice flick to the top corner. Finally a proactive flick for Oscillon. A lot of the time this series he's been waiting for Chausette to commit before going for the flick. This time he just sees the top corner, takes it for himself. No need to wait for Chausette to get out the way. Right, Chausette has a full pitch of space here. Oscillon steps halfway. But he wouldn't have needed to, as Chausette has missed completely. Oh my goodness, another miss by Chausette on an open net. Oscillon just gave the ball right back to him. That could be really bad news for Chausette, as Oscillon nearly bumps him. Again by accident. Look at the distance that Chausette's able to get in the flick. So consistent with the way that he rolls into that. Very Fairy Peak-esque. Almost having the ball glued to his car throughout the duration of the flick. All the while accelerating it with boost. But Oscillon looking in control. 2 minutes remain. This game has disappeared before our eyes because it's been a lot more low scored than the others. I have to say again though, Oscillon is playing so reactively offensively. He is waiting to see what Chausette does and then trying to just beat him to the ball or beat him to the punch. And if he keeps doing that, he's going to give Chausette the ability to dictate when and how he wants to make this comeback happen.
Sorry to be bothering you, but could you cover the nose? This is a family-friendly channel. Every Monday evening me, my grandmother and my little brother watch this channel. It's very awkward to encounter such a huge nose while sitting with my family.
I love Russell's voice is so good when he's reading comments like this because he sounds so serious. He's like, I'm not kidding. You might think this is a joke, but I guarantee it isn't. Thanks for the £3, Mr. B Natural. 3-3 will be the score as Oscillon's defense continues to look questionable. Trying to go for a boost steal or a bump there and getting neither. Russell, yeah, it's Russell the Australian, that's his name. We got rid of the English Brian in favor of Russian. Russell. Good line of attack here by Chausette, opening up an opportunity which he will take. He spotted the early turn by Oscillon, and he goes on the outside to counter that. Despite the fact that he is the one with the lesser amount of boost, he's able to perfectly slot that into the top corner. Not a moment too late. Chausette back in the lead. Will he be able to secure the series 3-1 like I expected? It has looked like he has had the far superior defense rather. Oh! Nearly able to recover and put in that montage play. Oscillon securing the boost is pretty big here. He needs to do something proactive. There it is. Acceleration from Oscillon. Beautifully done. This is perfection.
To my PC. Sorry I didn't say goodbye after last night's stream.
Holy what acceleration he's able to get on that ball. 86 kilometers an hour.
Bits as an apology.
I can expect you don't need to apologize, dude. Thanks for the bits though. I appreciate that. But my word, I asked for something proactive from Oscillon and he immediately gives us exactly what we want. Proactive flick. He just leans back into it, flips backwards, straight through the ball. So many contacts on it. That is what gives the ball the rapid acceleration. And Chausette, despite the fact that he wasn't even shadowing that close, was nowhere near making a save there. He would have had to see it coming. He would have had to see exactly that attack coming if he wanted to make that save. And I don't know if he's expecting such a aggressive flick by Oscillon, who's going for the mind game. Gets it. We can see from Oscillon's eyes that he never intends to touch this over the top of Chausette. He's hiding behind and going for the block, and he gets it. Chausette going way too high. Probably should have seen that coming with how wide that first touch was. There was no angle for Oscillon to get that over the top of Chausette and also get it into the net. But a couple of very well done attacks from Oscillon. He just needs to hold on. He's got the boost. He's got the ball. But Chausette is not interested in leaving. Tight angle shot will hit the bar. That's got to be game. Oscillon has some time to control this before going for the flick. And there it is. The fast kickoff flick from Oscillon. I'm calling it that because this is the motion that people use for the fast kickoff. You turn one way, diagonal dodge the other way. Try that if you're missing your flicks. If you're always dodging underneath the ball with front flips, just try to do exactly what Oscillon did there. Have the ball in the front of your car, lean into it, then dodge. We will see a game 5. This closeout of this game from Oscillon is certainly something we've not seen from him before because, of course, he's only played in stream against K-Dop, and this is his second series on stream, this time against another Frenchman in Chausette. And he was able to do what he wasn't able to do against K-Dop, and that is keep his composure under pressure. He was down 1 goal, scored a monster of an equalizer, and then to take the lead in his hands, he was able to get inside the head of Chausette again. He did that last game. Well, he did that 2 games ago now. But it wasn't consequential because he was down by 3 goals when he made that play. But of course, a mind game when you're tied is probably the biggest way to take the lead. Oscillon plows through Chausette to take the lead in game 5. I think Oscillon just saw the hesitation there. Yeah, he sees that the ball is really not in a position where Chausette can easily pop it both up and forward. So the only way that Chausette could have got that ball away from Oscillon would be pretty much, you know, double jumping the ball straight up, which isn't going to put Oscillon in that much trouble. Oh, Oscillon thought about the boost steal. That is something that has caused problems for him in the past. Again, you see him thinking about the boost steal, but he knows that is been a misplay that he has been making, even this series, and he doesn't want to make it again. And he's so consistent with these backflip flicks. Routine save for Oscillon. Doesn't want to waste his boost. Oh, not the best save there though. And Chausette will get the equalizer. Almost a forced error, I'll say, but mainly just a bean by Oscillon to give Chausette the tie. Welcome back, Wave 13, for the 5th month in a row. I appreciate that, man. Or woman. I am unaware. Oh, Oscillon with the boost secure. This is really bad news for Chausette. We might just see the exact same flick as we have previously. Never mind, we're gonna see another mind game. Oscillon with his 3rd mind game of the series. He knows that Chausette is completely boost starved here, and he's just gonna dangle him at the back post. Oscillon looking pretty good here. Can he take down the higher ranked player? Can he take his first win on stream? Although, like I said earlier, I'm not sure if Chausette has won a series on stream either, because he's only played against exceptionally high-rated opponents in Scrubkilla, Fairy Peak, and I believe... Oh, he's also played Devo. Yeah, he's played Fairy Peak, Devo, Scrubkilla, and Cuxer, and he's lost to all of them. But, I mean, none of those names are people that you should be ashamed of losing to, especially on stream. They're, in fact, I think the top 4 earners on stream. So Chausette has literally lost, if my memory serves me correctly, to the top 4 earners on my stream. The players who have won the most money. The players who have been the most consistent performers. I don't know, somebody go do the research. Has Chausette ever won a series on stream before? Maybe against something like Sebadam or Turbo Pulsa. I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember players that were the first to play on my stream back in the day. I don't recall. I don't recall. Oscillon definitely much cleaner with the flicks today than he was against K-Dot, or against Fairy Peak, I should say. That's something that did let him down when he was against Fairy Peak. He was not able to convert on his possessions anywhere near as much as he was, or as he has, at least in the games that he's been winning today. Fake aerial by Oscillon. He's trying desperately to freestyle back into position there. That's not for style. He's just desperately trying to get back into control and throwing a bump in. Chausette dodges back into position. Oscillon can't really get the ball to sit up nicely for him here. It's rolling very close to the wall. That is not what he wanted. Gets away with a bad trap attempt. Oscillon might have the time to get the boost here. Yes, he will. Will he go for the bump? No, he won't. I would not have been surprised to see a bump there from Oscillon. It's something that we've seen from him before. And it was certainly wide open. Oh, Chausette's missed it, open net. There would have been an equalizer. He's got a second try at it though. First touch is not the best, but he should still have it. Oscillon with his save. Chausette has missed 2 open nets. Although the second attempt was down to a poor first touch rather than the shot, which was on target just later than it had to be. Oscillon is holding on to the lead. Desperately wants this win. And he's got another goal to supplement the 2 that he already had. Still, despite the fact that Chausette has had a lot of pressure, he's not getting many shots. Chausette saying, I'm so bad in ones. I think Chausette's just struggling in these show matches, as clearly he's a good ranked ones player, but in show matches he is not having a good time. Counter-attacking style. can be so good if your opponent is misplaying, but when your opponent is so on fleek with the flicks, it is so hard to close the gap. Fake challenge, Oscillon doesn't bite. Real challenge, Oscillon takes him out the game. 4-1, it looks like Oscillon might have the win that he so desperately wants. Again, Oscillon is very consistent with this line of play. Whenever the ball is going sideways on face-offs, he is not going for the side boost. He is waiting for the ball to come back into the middle and, you know, taking the fastest possible route towards it. I love that because a lot of players will try to be sneaky and go for that side boost and then make it back and take the ball as well. And of course, sometimes you can't have both, and leaving the ball for the side boost can concede possession. Chausette getting a bit of revenge there in Oscillon. He's been dangled a few times and he finally gets the counter dangle. The revenge danglage. But it might be a little bit too late. Might be too little too late. Is Oscillon going to go for another dangle? Yes, he is. Of course he is. Leaning so far back into that aerial that his forward dodge takes him backwards. Chausette deliberately taking this linear towards the goal because he needs those boost pads that are placed in the center of the field. Just over 30 seconds left. 2 goals the difference on a low scoring game. Chausette throwing back the camera in frustration. Oh, he didn't catch that ball like he wanted to. He was certainly wanting to shoot that more at his opponent's goal. Hey Scrub, thanks for the host. Hope you had a good stream, man. I would have got you on, but I'd already arranged this match to be on immediately after Farah versus Jesse. Or else I would have certainly got you versus the Pinkman. Maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. I might stream, might not. I have to play it by ear. One more chance for Chausette. He will have final say here. First touch is heavy. Fakes the jump to get Oscillon to back off. Oscillon will play reactive, and he's gonna get punished. He gave Chausette the full pitch to dribble in despite the exceptionally heavy first touch in the midfield. Chausette was given a second attempt at controlling the ball, and he takes it. And we're going to overtime in game 5. Oscillon led the entirety of the game, but he lost 2 goals in the final 30 seconds. And now Chausette might take it. Crossbar. Rebound is wide open. Oscillon pops it. Is the ball safe? He doesn't think so. He didn't leave it to go for the boost because he didn't want to leave the ball wide open for Chausette. But Chausette is going to take the series. Unbelievable. Oscillon didn't want to leave the ball wide open for Chausette to take. But in doing so, he conceded the boost control and immediately loses a goal as a result of the follow-up contest. Well played by Chausette. That was clutch at the end there. That was clutch. You could see that he knew he had to play fast in the end of the game. The situation did not favor him time-wise, and he played smartly to ensure that he would at least have a chance to get back into the game. Oscillon, I really feel like the pressure got to him. He said it in the chat, the pressure was real. He had the game. He had the game. There was 10 seconds left. Oscillon had the ball and he just cleared it into Chausette's half and he decided to defend for the final 10 seconds. But that's not how he played the series. He was not, you know... how many times did we see Oscillon backing off the entire length of the pitch and giving Chausette that much space to set up an attack? Not very often. And at the very last second, Oscillon decides to put all of his money on that. Gets punished. I don't think we're going to get to see the final goal. Both these guys saying that they hate ones and that they're terrible at ones. Well, aren't we all? The GG's from the rank 2 and rank 4 players. Scrubkilla is making a re-emergence to the top of the leaderboard. He's taking Floris and Oscillon out of the equation. The Oscillon sandwich has been moved down a little bit. But GG's, that was a fun series. I'll leave those guys to their conversation.